In this video, we're going to look at printing item and pallet labels on receipt in the WMS mobile device. So we have a couple other videos that look at the setup that get you to this place, but as far as actually printing the labels, this is the process that we'll follow. So we're going to go to our mobile device. To do that, we're going to go to Setup Custom Mobile App. Keep in mind, right, this might look a little different depending on the roles and permissions that you have. I'm going to open my mobile app, which is going to take me to the SCM Mobile or the Supply Chain Management mobile app. We're going to click WMS because today we're going to be looking at printing labels on receipt. There is the functionality to print ad hoc labels here on the mobile device, but for today we're going to focus on just printing those on receipt. So I'm going to select WMS. I'm also going to select my warehouse location, and then I'm going to select receiving. I'm going to be receiving a purchase order in this case, but we could also print item labels for receiving transfer orders and inbound shipments as well as RMAs. So I'm going to click purchase order, and I'm going to select my purchase order from my list. It's going to be this first PO 4352 from ACOM Business Solutions. And at this point, I could scan my item. If there's a barcode, I could type it in, or I can select the item here. I can enter my lot number because this is a lot controlled item, and also an expiration date if I have one. I'm going to click enter lot, and then I'm going to enter the quantity and the inventory status that I'm receiving. We have a separate video that looks at two-step and one-step receiving and put away processes. Go ahead and watch those for more information on this particular part of the mobile device. But to start printing, I'm going to click my print button. It brings up a screen. This is for a specific item label for lot or serial numbers. I can select printers from a drop-down list. Otherwise, I can go ahead and make one of these a default for a location. This template we can kind of ignore for now. It's just letting NetSuite know which ZPL document that it needs to take to print this. So in this case, I do want to keep this as PDF. And then the number of copies. Again, we can default this. A user wouldn't necessarily need to select this by any means. They can just keep it as is. And then I'll hit print. So it's printing that label, and then it takes us to a pallet label. If we don't use pallet labels, we can inactivate this, just not have it show up. Otherwise, a user can go ahead and click skip. So once I print that, it's going to send it to your label printer, and it will bring up a label that looks a little something like this. This is just an example label that has our item, description, quantity barcodes, as well as dates, users, the vendor, the purchase order number, the expiration date for that lot number, and then the lot number barcode, as well as allergens if there are any. We'll have a separate video that talks about actually designing and customizing this label. But for now, this was printing labels on receipt in the mobile device.